Okay, this is Spanish 3, Unit 2. This is part for your student packet. This will be what you got on the printout and what you'll turn into your facilitator. This will also be in conjunction with the vocabulario and the gramática, vocabulary and grammar for this unit, which is in another video. The link will be below in the description as well. So make sure to look at the vocabulary and grammar before you look at this video, because we will refer to that in this video. So I'm assuming you have gone over that vocabulary and the grammar in those pages 68 through 71, and also the grammar pages 76 to 79. So what we're going to look at today is the day 5 assignment, the workbook page 21, 22, 23, and 24. Okay, so let's get started. You have core practice 2-1. Always look at the directions and look at the examples. Those will really help you get an idea of what you're supposed to do. Luis y Ernesto quieren hacer comparaciones sobre arte. So Luis and Ernesto they want to make comparisons about art. Ayúdalos, help them. Ayúdalos escribiendo frases completas con la información que te damos. All right, help them by writing phrases, or help them write in writing phrases. Complete sentences with the information that we give you. So, modelo, the examples. Esta obra de arte, so you can see it's copied there. Esta obra de arte we want to say it's more simple. Es más sencilla. We have singular, esta obra, this work of art. So we have es, that's why the s is there. And the más is because it's the plus sign there. Es más sencilla, you notice the sencilla is feminine to match the obra de arte. And you use que because it's the relative pronoun there. It's more simple than esa obra de arte, that work of art. So this artwork is more simple than that artwork. And then look at this other example. You have menos, but it's the same sentence otherwise. So esta obra de arte es menos sencilla que esa obra de arte. Now we want to say that it's just as simple. So it's the equal sign. So when you see that, you're going to use tan como instead of más que or menos que. Esta obra de arte es tan sencilla como esa obra de arte. This work of art is as simple as that one, that work of art. So when you do this, it's pretty simple. And you can use whatever program. This is a specific program I'm using to edit the PDF. However, you may be using a different one, or you may be just writing it. You may write it out by hand. Okay, so you just write it down. El Museo de Arte de Bilbao. And we're going to say it's more modern, right? It's more modern than the Madrid Museum of Art. So, El Museo de Arte de Bilbao. Now, first of all, you have to see is it singular, plural, and of course it's singular. El Museo. Es, and then it's going to be more, or the plus sign. Es más. Es más. Oops. Es más moderno. Now we're using moderno because el museo is actually masculine, so it's not going to change. Es más moderno que el Museo de Arte de Madrid. There it is. So that's my sentence. El Museo de Arte de Bilbao es más moderno que el Museo de Arte de Madrid. Now, look at number 2. Estos pintores, and then we want to say that they're less interesting, right? Menos interesante than those painters, esos pintores. So again, we're going to add text there. And then we start with estos pintores. And then we want to say that they are, right? So it must use son, right? That's more than one painter here. So it's not going to be es, it's going to be son, but we need less interesting. Son menos interesantes. Son menos interesantes is important. We got to keep the agreement of gender and number with what we're talking about. Estos pintores son menos interesantes que, and then the rest is just copying it out. Esos pintores. And that's it. We're done. Now, let's do one more just to see the differences there between masculine and feminine, because I have number 3 gives us a feminine plural. So that's going to be good to show as an example. So let's look at that. Tus obras de arte, your artwork. Tus obras de arte. Now it's plural. Tus obras de arte. And we're going to say that they're just as ugly as mine. Okay. So now you have to ask, is it es or son, right? Son. And then they're just as ugly. So tan feas. Okay. Why is it feas? Because we have obras de arte. Obras is feminine plural. So feas must be feminine plural as well. Son tan feas como mis obras de arte. They're just as ugly as my works of art. And that's how that works. So tan with the equal sign is tan como, right? Más que is more than, menos que is less than. And that is it. So you're going to have in all of these, you're going to either have es or son, depending on if what you're talking about is singular or plural. So that should be it. It's pretty simple. By the way, esta artista, it is feminine. So you're going to say seria. All right, so I'll let you do that. I did 3 for you, 3 of 8. Let's go to 2-2 now. Carla te está hablando de sus amigas, amigos artistas. So Carla is talking to you about her artist friends. Usa los dibujos para escribir frases superlativas. So use the pictures to write superlative sentences. Now, superlative means the most whatever or the least whatever. All right. So, for example, you have a comico, okay, funny. All right. And so let's say thumbs up means that he's the funniest, right? So he's the funniest actor. All right. Fernando es el actor más cómico de todos. He's the funniest actor of all. He's the most funny actor, right? But if it's thumbs down, it's going to be the least of all. Fernando es el actor menos cómico de todos. And remember, that adjective always is going to agree with the subject in gender and number. Okay, so let's go to number 1. Número uno. So we add text there. Ana y Yajaira son las bailarinas menos talentos. So we have Ana y Yajaira son las bailarinas menos talentosas. They're the least talented dancers. And we're going to say menos because of the thumbs down. So here, the things to keep in mind is what form of ser are we going to use, and then the form of the adjective as well has to match in gender and number with the subject. Okay, María. María es cantante, ¿verdad? She's a singer. Yeah, inolvidable, and she's the most unforgettable singer, right? Okay. Entonces, María es la cantante más inolvidable. Inolvidable. No, inolvidable doesn't change the endings for feminine. Andrés es un director. He's a director, and he's the least interesting director. So we're going to have Andrés es el director menos interesante. Juana es pianista. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this one because we have the word malo. Here in malo, you're going to see something something interesting, right? Because we have the word bad. Well, in English, we don't say the most bad, correct? Okay, so we're going to say Juana es la pianista. Now, instead of saying más o menos, we're going to say that she is the worst. All right. Now, I know it says thumbs up, but the word is malo. So it's not the least worst. This is the most worst. So in Spanish, it's peor. Es la peor pianista. She's the worst pianist. Okay. Pablo es el pintor más perezoso, ¿verdad? Now, bueno, here we have a comparative with bueno. Remember, the comparative of the word good is best or better, right? Better. So we're going to have, for number 6, we're going to have, they're the best musicians maybe. Son los mejores músicos. Okay. Or los mejores cantantes. Son los mejores músicos. They're the best musicians. Son los mejores músicos. So make sure you use mejores in that one, just like you had peor pianista in this one. Okay, moving on to 2-3. Pintura, escultura, painting and sculpture. Estás de visita en un taller de arte. You're visiting an artist workshop, an art workshop. Mira los dibujos y completa las frases para describir lo que ves. So complete the sentences with what you see. So number 1, we have un mural. This is your vocabulary. So make sure you look at your vocabulary from the book that is in my previous video. Simón y Cristina pintan un mural, ¿verdad? Pintan un mural. Pintan un mural en la pared. They're painting a mural on the wall. Número 2 es una paleta, right? That's a palette. Lorenza tiene varios colores en su paleta. And there it is. So this is just the vocabulary words. Esta es una escultura. This is a sculpture, isn't it? That's a workshop. This looks like his self-portrait. And this looks like they're working on ceramics. And this is a paintbrush, of course. Um, all this is in your vocabulary. La pintora y el crítico, 2-4. Martín Dávila, crítico de arte, visita el taller de Mercedes Valenzuela. Completa las palabras para saber qué dice él acerca de esta pintora. So what is this art critic saying about her, about this painter, this artist? El taller de Mercedes Valenzuela and then you have some things, blanks here. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué esta artista es tan respetada? So it looks like, let's see, something why this artist is so respected. It seems like it's supposed to say muestra, right? That would fit muestra. So you would just type those in. Sus cuadros representan, looks like, representan, you see, it's just your vocabulary. Representan muchos sentimientos diferentes. Sus favoritos son la naturaleza, la familia, so nature and family. It seems like themes are subjects of art. So temas, sus temas favoritos is actually masculine. Temas favoritos. It is masculine plural. So that fits. Temas favoritos son la naturaleza y la familia. Y oh, I'm sorry. Sus cuadros looks like it's supposed to be expresan, ¿verdad? Expresan. This one is representan. So these themes represent su amor, no? Representan. That seems to fit better, doesn't it? Representan su amor, no? So go ahead and keep going with that on your own. This just uses your vocabulary from the book. Please see my previous video for a preview of that, or look into your study guide and look at your student guide and look at the pages that you should study for your vocabulary. Ahora Mercedes Valenzuela nos habla de su arte. Now Mercedes Valenzuela is going to talk about her art to us. Right? She's going to tell us about her art. Completa las frases sustituyendo, substituting, las palabras en paréntesis por palabras de vocabulario. So, mi estilo se hace, it becomes, se vuelve, ¿verdad? Se vuelve. Se vuelve más complicado, it becomes more complicated every day, ¿no? Todos los días. Los críticos dicen que mis dibujos y pinturas, drawings and paintings, son muy interesantes. Well, drawings and paintings are works of art, right? Que mis obras de arte. Seems like the best. See how that would fit? Voy a mi estudio de arte, art studio. Our vocabulary word was taller, ¿verdad? Voy a mi taller todos los días. Yo prefiero estar en una silla. If you're in a seat, that means you're seated. Sentada, ¿verdad? Estar sentada. Now she's saying she prefers to be seated. So it's going to be feminine because she's talking about herself. Mercedes Valenzuela, ¿no? Sentada cuando trabajo. So I prefer to be sitting down when I work. A veces pinto cuadros de mí misma, paintings of myself. Well, that is autorretratos, right? Those are self-portraits. So, Use that to help you. I'm giving you some answers here, but use your vocabulary, right? Me gusta expresar. You have alegría, tristeza, happiness and sadness. See what vocabulary would work for that. Ahora estoy pintando un paisaje. So she's doing a landscape. Remember your landscaping painting from the vocabulary, right? Your landscape painting. Paisaje, right? There were parts of that landscape. What is it going to be? La parte de atrás. What is that called? The part in the back, the background. What's it called in Spanish? Okay, find it out. If you don't know, that means you need to look at your vocabulary again. You need to look at that video I made. Del cuadro se ven unas montañas. You see some mountains, right? Some mountains up here. Hay unos árboles en el parte de adelante. What's in front? How do you say foreground in Spanish? Go ahead and put that in there. And I'll let you do that. Okay, 2.5. No sabes lo que pasó. You don't know what happened. María le explica a su amiga Carmen por qué llegó tarde a la clase de arte. So she's explaining to her friend Carmen why she came late to art class. Completa su conversación con el pretérito o imperfecto de los verbos que aparecen entre paréntesis según el contexto. So answer with the preterite or imperfect of the verbs that appear in parentheses according to the context. Okay. ¿Qué pasó? Carmen says, what happened? ¿Qué pasó? Yo, and then the word is sí, ver, que tú, and then llegar tarde a la clase de arte. So she's saying, I saw that you came late to class, to art class. So would it be preterite or imperfect for ver? And the answer is preterite. It's preterite because she just saw her at one time and it's a completed action. I saw, she wasn't seeing something over and over and over again. It wasn't a habitual action and it wasn't going on. It just happened. Boom. It just happened at one moment. Yo vi, I noticed, I saw that. Que tú, and then not llegabas. Llegabas would mean you were coming. That would be imperfect. You were coming late? No. Llegaste. Tú llegaste tarde a la clase de arte. You came late. You just came late. María says yo, and then de mi casa a tiempo, pero autobús. Llegar tarde. So I went out of my house. I left my house on time, but the bus came late. So she will say, so I came out of my house. Yo salí. Yo salí de mi casa a tiempo, pero el autobús llegó tarde. Oops. Llegó tarde. The bus came late. It just happened at one time, and it's a done deal. Llegó tarde. Cuando yo, so when I entered, when I came in la sala de clases, los estudiantes ya, and then you have estar sentado. So what are you going to use? Cuando yo, when I came in, so it interrupts the action, right? It's something happened while something else was going on. So it's preterite. Cuando yo entré en la sala de clases, los estudiantes ya, it would say that they were already seated. So I would say estaban sentados. Ya estaban sentados. Carmen dice, creo que las 9:10 cuando llegaste. I think it was 9:10 when you came. Well, when you give the time, you need to use the imperfect if it's in the past. So eran las 9. It was 9:10. Eran las 9:10. Que María dice, creo que el profesor enojado conmigo. I think the professor was mad at me. Okay. Estaba enojado conmigo. No sé si viste cómo me miró cuando me vio entrar tarde. How he looked at me when he saw me. Yo vi que él dejó de pintar. I saw that he stopped painting. So it would be dejó, preterite again. And puso su pincel y su paleta en la mesa. He put his brush and palette on the table. El profesor no dijo nada, right? He did not say anything. That's preterite as well. No dijo nada, pero sus ojos expresaron sus sentimientos, right? His eyes expressed his feelings, right? They said what he was really thinking. Carmen, sí, él, when did he start the workshop, right? Empezó, ¿verdad? He started it at 9 o'clock, como de costumbre. Sí, empezó el taller a las 9, como de costumbre. He started work at the workshop at 9, just like any other day, just like usual. María, ay, no quiero que el profesor esté enojado conmigo. I don't want the teacher to be mad at me. Su taller de arte es mi clase favorita. His workshop, his art workshop his art class is my favorite. Tengo que hablar con él para explicarle por qué yo llegué tarde. So that would be preterite as well. Go ahead and finish this. Most of these are preterite, except for just a few of these. But most of them are preterite here. Okay, una escena misteriosa, going to 2-6. ¿Qué ha pasado en el taller de arte? What happened? What has happened in the art workshop? Usa estar o participio para contestar a las preguntas y describir la escena. So use estar and the past participle of the verb, right? ¿Alguien abrió la puerta del taller? Did somebody open the workshop door? No, la puerta del taller ya estaba abierta. No, the door was already open. Okay, so you have estaba with la puerta, the door was, and then abierta to match the feminine door. La puerta estaba abierta. So it's like the present tense, but you're just using estaba for the past tense. So número uno, ¿alguien cerró las ventanas? Did somebody close the windows? So you're going to say, no, they were already closed. No, las ventanas ya estaban. You're going to use estaban here because it's more than one window. Right? It's plural. They were closed. Ya estaban cerradas. Ya estaban cerradas. Los artistas hicieron el trabajo. Did the artists do the work? Well, you're going to say that the work was already done. The work was already done. So you can say, no, el trabajo ya estaba hecho. ¿Verdad? So el trabajo, the work, singular with estaba, and hecho is the past participle for hacer. So we're using that same verb, everybody. Hacer, hicieron, hecho. Cerró, we have cerradas. Abrió, we have abierta. It's the same verb. Ellas pintaron los cuadros. So you're going to say, no, the paintings were already painted, right? Los cuadros ya estaban pintadas, ¿verdad? Los estudiantes pusieron las paletas en la mesa. The students put the palettes on the table. You're going to say, no, they were already put on the table. No, las paletas ya estaban puestas en la mesa. They were already put on the table. They were already placed on the table. Okay? So you can go on with these. For number 7, el profesor se acaba de dormir. As the the teacher. The teacher just fall asleep. You're gonna say no. He was already sleeping. No, no, ya estaba dormido. He was already asleep. Ya estaba dormido. Okay, and you go on with that. So I gave you a lot of the answers. You guys can do the rest. Okay, 2-7. Una visita al museo. Herminia está haciendo una lista de cosas que hizo cuando fue al Museo de Arte Nacional. So she's making a list of things that she did when she went to the National Art Museum. Completa las frases usando el pretérito imperfecto o imperfecto de estar y el participo pasado de los verbos según el caso. So use the preterite imperfect or the imperfect of estar with a participle that we just did before. With the past participle. So here we have whatever works según el caso means according to the case. So according to whatever works in the context here. Okay, so we have number 1. We're going to use the verb ser, and then we have las 11 de la mañana. So obviously this is a time of day, right? 11 in the morning. Cuando llegué al museo. So you're going to say it was 11 o'clock in the morning when I came to the museum when I arrived. So we have to remember, how do we use telling time in the past, right? We say eran to talk about what the time was. Eran las 11, era la una, etc. So that is actually the imperfecto de ser. Well, número 2, el guía del museo ya, and then en su oficina. So this kind of goes together, right? She's making a list here. So it goes in order. It was 11 o'clock when I arrived at the museum, and the museum guide was already sitting down in his office, right? So we want that estar, the imperfect of estar with the past participle. He was already seated. Ya estaba sentado, ¿verdad? Ya estaba sentado en su oficina. He was seated. He was already seated. Now, the giveaway here is the ya, using the ya. So that tells you he was already sitting down. Número 3. El guía me dijo que, the guide told me that his name was Manuel, right? So is it se llamó or se llamaba? Se llamaba Manuel. His name was Manuel. Okay, he told me that his name was Manuel. Manuel me, we're going to use hablar sobre los cuadros mientras nosotros dos caminar. So we're walk. So he was talking about the paintings while we both walked. So it's an ongoing action while something else is also ongoing. So Manuel me hablaba. Okay, he spoke to me about these paintings while we were walking. So here we have with caminar, but it's nosotros now. So we have caminábamos, ¿verdad? Caminábamos. Mientras nosotros dos caminábamos. Al final del día, yo, and then you're saying I was tired, right? Cansar. So let's put estaba cansada, because this is a girl talking. So we're going to put estaba cansada. I was tired at the end of the day. Okay. B. Sergio cuenta la visita que hicieron él y su hermana al Museo de Arte el viernes. So Sergio is talking about the visit that he and his sister made to the art museum on Friday. Completa su historia usando el pretérito imperfecto el imperfecto o el imperfecto de estar y participio pasado de los verbos según el caso. So again, this is the same kind of thing. It's the same thing. El viernes pasado, last Friday, mi hermana y yo no, and then tener nada que hacer. We didn't have anything to do. So no teníamos nada que hacer. We didn't have anything to do. Muy buen tiempo. So we're talking about the weather. So when you're describing the weather, you want to use the imperfect. No hacía muy buen tiempo. Y por eso nosotros, therefore, we decided. So here I would just use the regular preterite. Decidimos. Nosotros decidimos ir al Museo de Arte. We decided to go to the art museum. So they weren't in the process of deciding. They just decided it's one event in the past and it completed in the past. Nuestro profesor de arte nos dijo que, and they're using haber muchas obras de arte interesantes ahí. So our art teacher told us that there were many artworks, interesting artworks there. Now, question is it going to be preterite or imperfect? Because we know we're not going to use estaba, or anything like that. Haber just means there was or there were. Now, is it preterite or imperfect? But remember, haber in the preterite is for an event that happened. For example, hubo un accidente, right? Hubo un incendio. There was a fire. There was an accident. Well, if it's not an event, then just use había. That there were many works of art, because we're not talking about any events here. We're just talking about what's there in the museum. Había muchas obras de arte interesantes ahí. Number 5, it was 9:10 when we arrived. So remember, how do we do the time? And I'll let you do that on your own. Ya, el museo ya. So the museum was already open. So we're going to use estaba, right? Estaba, and then the past participle abrir, which is abierto, right? El museo ya estaba abierto. Nosotros entramos. We came in. Entramos. Just use the preterite. Nosotros entramos y empezamos a mirar la colección. We began to look at the collection in the museum. So entramos y empezamos. It's just a normal preterite. Simple past tense. Mi hermana y yo, my sister and I, so now we're saying nosotros, right? We saw some people, unas personas que stood in front of an abstract sculpture, no? Mi hermana y yo, I would say vimos, we saw some people. Okay, it was just at one point in the past. They weren't continually seeing people. Vimos a muchas personas que they were standing, right? They had stopped. They were standing by in front of that. So I would say estaban paradas. That were stopped in front of an abstract sculpture. Después de pasar 2 horas en la sala del museo, le dije a mi hermana, I told my sister. It would be le dije. I told her, because it was after spending 2 hours, and then he tells us, so this is a sequence of events, so I would use dije. Dije a mi hermana que I told her I was hungry. So you were hungry that whole time you told her, right? So tenía hambre. I told her I was hungry. It's kind of like a state of being kind of an emotional state, right? Le dije que tenía hambre. Ella también querer. Well, now with querer, remember it depends on The different past tense changes the meaning, right? Quiso or quisieron, quise means try to. Did she try to eat or did she want to eat? She wanted to eat. So I would use quería. You want to use the imperfect here. Quería. And this is also in your book. However, maybe in your vocabulary, your grammar for next time. So we'll just finish this, but keep in mind that these verbs will change the meaning slightly in the past tense. So we'll look at that later. So I'll finish this up and this page, and then please look at the next video for the grammar and vocabulary as well, because there's some more that we need to have here. Quería comer y fuimos al restaurante, ¿verdad? Fuimos. We want to say that we went to the restaurant. So let's use fuimos. Fuimos al restaurante. Fuimos. Después, visitamos. I would say visitamos la librería. So it says visitamos. Okay, that'll take care of that, and we'll do 2-8 and the rest for next time. Gracias.